In 200 BC, people in China were already driving around in chariots pulled by horses, and to make sure their ride was smooth, they filled the wheels with compressed sawdust to dampen the bumps along the way. Kind of like those big trucks that are carrying cargo on our roads today. They also use compressed sawdust in the wheels to keep the ride smooth for the cargo. So the next time you see a big truck rumbling down the road, just think about how much smoother it would be if it were you and for the ancient Chinese and their love of sawdust. Number 9. Paper. Paper has been around for thousands of years. But did you know that the ancient Egyptians were some of the first people to invent it? They created a type of paper made from the papyrus plant, which is still used in some parts of the world today. But don't expect the same quality as your printer paper. The ancient Egyptian paper was more like a thick matting material. But hey, it's still paper. Number 8. Concrete. Concrete is one of the most widely used building materials in the world today. But did you know that the Romans were some of the first people to invent it? The Romans used concrete to build some of the most impressive structures in the ancient world, such as the Pantheon, which still stands today. The Romans also used concrete to build aqueducts, roads, and bridges that allowed them to expand their empire throughout Europe. But let's be honest, the real reason we love concrete is because it makes for some pretty awesome countertop. Number 7. Shampoo. Shampoo has been around for thousands of years, but did you know that the ancient Egyptians were some of the first people to invent it? The ancient Egyptians used a type of shampoo made from plants and herbs to clean their hair and scalp. This was a much more natural approach to shampoo than what we have today, which often contains harsh chemicals. But let's be real, nobody wants to go back to using plant-based shampoos when there is such amazing scents, like clean, cotton, and ocean dew. Plus, who wants to spend all that extra time waiting for their hair to air dry? We're all busy people with places to be and looks to maintain. So we'll stick to our fancy shampoo. Thank you very much. No. 6. Toothpaste. Toothpaste is a staple of our daily oral hygiene routine, but did you know that it's been around for thousands of years? The ancient Egyptians were some of the first people to invent toothpaste, and they made it from a variety of ingredients, including ground-up animal bones and teeth. They also used toothpaste to clean their teeth and gums, and it was considered a sign of wealth and power. You know, back in the day, you either had really bad teeth or really good teeth. If you had good teeth, it meant that you could afford to take care of yourself. But it also meant that you could afford to buy slaves. Yeah, the ancient world was kind of messed up like that. Anyways, these days, we've got some pretty fancy toothpaste. But let's be real. It's probably not much better than the stuff they were using back then. I mean, we've got minty flavors and fun colors now. But at the end of the day, it's still just a bunch of goop that tastes bad but makes your teeth feel clean. Number 5. Sawdust. We talked about this earlier in the video, but let's take it again. Sawdust has been used for centuries, and it was actually used by the ancient Chinese to make their chariots ride smoother. They would fill the wheels with compressed sawdust to help absorb the shocks of the bumpy roads. These days, we still use sawdust to help dampen noise and vibration in things like car wheels and even in furniture. It turns out that this ancient Chinese invention is still pretty useful today. Number 4. Glass. Glass has been around for thousands of years. But did you know that the ancient Egyptians were some of the first people to invent it? They used glass to make things like jewelry and small ornaments, and it was considered a luxury item because it was so expensive to make. These days, glass is everywhere. We use it in our homes, in our cars, and even in our phones. But let's be real, the best use of glass is in wine bottles. There is just something about sipping a nice Cabernet Sauvignon from a crystal glass that just makes it taste better. Maybe it's the way the glass refracts the light, or maybe it's just in our heads. But whatever the reason, we're not giving up our wine glasses anytime soon. No. 3. Central heating. The Romans were known for their impressive engineering skills, and one of their greatest inventions was central heating. They developed a system of pipes that would carry hot water from a central source to different rooms in a building, allowing people to stay warm in the winter months. These days, we still use a similar system of pipes to heat our homes, although we've updated the technology a bit since the Roman times. But, let's be real, nothing beats a nice cup of cocoa on a cold winter day. No. 2. Roads. Roads are an essential part of our transportation infrastructure, and they've been around for thousands of years. The Romans were known for their extensive network of roads that allowed for easy travel throughout their empire. They built roads for military purposes, but they also built them so that merchants could easily transport goods. These days, we still use roads to get around, but let's be real. Nobody likes being stuck in traffic. No one guns. Guns have been around for centuries, and they've had a major impact on history. The first guns were invented in China, and they were used for hunting and for warfare. From there, guns spread to other parts of the world, and they eventually became the dominant weapon of war. Guns have been used in countless conflicts throughout history, and they've resulted in millions of deaths. But let's be real, guns are also pretty cool. There's just something about holding a gun that feels powerful and exciting. Of course, that's probably why gun manufacturers put so much effort into making guns look cool. I mean, have you ever seen a commercial for a gun? They always show these guns doing the coolest tricks and looking super sleek while doing it. It's like the gun manufacturers know exactly what they're doing to appeal to us humans. You know what else is cool? Cats. You'll find something that you like, we promise. Now, let's get back to the video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time.